Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Joel, and this is A Stable Life. Welcome to a stormy morning, this beautiful Saturday. All the horses have sheets on, the temperature is down, and the wind is up. Can't tell exactly if that's weather or Tucker, but one of them are sleeping down there. You see the blanket? And of course, good morning, Poncho. Looks like Tucker is up and about, and that is a Samson, so I'm thinking that is weather. Morning, Rocky. Morning, Buster. Good to see you guys. We will have to see how the weather goes for today. They're calling for rain pretty much on and off all day through all night, and then they're calling for heavy rain tomorrow. Of course, that does change how we feed our horses and take care of them for our daily care. And it all starts right now. Most of the horses that are kept at our stable are under our care, but are not actually our horses. We are a boarding facility, which means that a lot of the horses that are here are other people's horses that we take care of. Horses, like any pet, require lots of hard work in order for you to care for them properly. However, horses' problems usually are a lot bigger than something that would, say, be a dog, a cat, or a bird. Or fish. Can't forget the fish. Hi! Daniel?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, doing great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Daniel says hi, everybody. Sounds like he's collecting eggs on the other side of the wall. So it's fairly common for somebody who owns a horse to put them in a boarding facility because not everybody has 10, 15, 20 acres and the time and the resources to care for the horse every single day, 365 days a year, rain or shine. Even with our scenario and situation, we have a team of highly trained professionals in order to care for the horses at our stable. And yes, of course, I am including Gavin in that list. That's not to say that all the horses that are here are not ours. We do have a few, just the vast majority of the horses here are the reason why we have this business in the first place. I get asked often in the comment section, how do you make money with horses? All of this costs money, and you guys have been exceptionally generous when it comes to our Amazon wish list, but that doesn't necessarily pay all the bills. So how do we generate revenue as a stable? The way I see it, there's really 4 ways that you can generate income with horses. The first way is, of course, breeding horses. Some people train them so that they're gentled and ready for riding. The second way, of course, is being a horseback riding facility or a trail riding facility. You see these stables all over the place. It's where you probably have gone on a massive caravan riding with a group of other people. You pay a flat fee for you to go on a trail ride on a horse, or you go to a school where there's an instructor that teaches you how to ride a horse, and they have a number of horses there that you basically pay to ride and learn how to ride a horse. And that was actually how we made money for the vast majority of the beginning of our stable. I'm thinking about the first 20 years of our stable actually was how that worked out. Right, George? Right, good morning. Good morning. The third way that you can make money off horses, of course, is being a boarding facility, which is what we are. A lot of people don't have the time or necessarily the resources to be able to have a horse kept at their home. They know how to ride, they love horses, they like to ride, that's their hobby, that's their pleasure activity, but they need a place to have the animal because you can't necessarily keep a fully grown horse inside your house. I've seen people try it. I don't recommend it. The fourth way is something that we don't really talk about too much, but that is, of course, for meat. That is something that a lot of people don't really like the idea of or thinking about. So I'm only going to say that that is, of course, one of the 4 ways that people can make money off horses. And of course, there's different levels of boarding facilities. You've got your super high pedigree stables that offer you ultimate luxuries at a exorbitant fee. We try to strike a chord where it's affordable for you to have a horse, as well as for us to take care of the horse to the best, not only of our abilities, but we do have pretty great sound effects, that's for sure. But honestly, our stable is something that I am very proud of. My mom worked really hard to create the business and to build it up with the help of the family, of course. The Veggie Boys is what I'm referring to. And all of us really working together, this stable has turned into something that we're really proud of and we're happy with. And I look forward to continuing to make things better, not only for our horses, but also for our clients each and every day. That's a question that I really haven't answered on this channel, aside from just a side note here and there, and I thought it was about time that I answered that question in depth. So you guys can really do me a favor. If anybody in the comment section in future videos asks about how you make money with horses or what is our business motto, you can always point them to this video and say, here's your answer. And that takes me to the process at hand. As you guys can see, we are in where the quad is normally kept, and there's an open bale. You'll remember in the last video when we were having some issues with the tractor tire, we said we were gonna be testing out a theory. Well, right now we're still testing out the theory, so I'll let you know how it goes. That theory, of course, being, is it suitable for us to feed hay to the horses and keep the hay out here, and then of course wheelbarrow the hay into the barn for the stalls. First impressions, of course, with those bales, it's not that bad. You just grab, honestly, 2 flakes off the large bale, put it in the wheelbarrow, and that gets you through half the barn. The only negative and downside is that you're going from one uncovered area to another. So if it's raining, really cold, windy, you do have that to think about. But all in all, not bad.
Hey, you hit that like button yet?
Now, I know some of you are probably asking, putting down in the comment section, what's the theory? We're still working out the details, but all I can tell you is that with us no longer using the small square bales, and that's a fact, for all of my longtime viewers, you guys will know that this is a new change. We used to use small square bales. In fact, we only used to use small square bales. But with us changing over to the round bales and now adding in large square bales for use inside the facility, this hay mow area may not necessarily need to be used as a hay mow anymore. And that's about all I'm gonna say about that for now. I'll update you guys as things continue to change and we get a better idea as to what we may be doing. And of course, the word is may be doing, not will be doing. We'll see. That's all. That's the honest reason. So make sure that you're subscribed to keep up to date, guys. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. Buster, Rocky, Poncho. I forgot all their grain. Here we go, guys. I've got your grain now. Look at the little name tags hanging off their blankets. There we go. Donkeys are fed. Poncho, you ready for some grain? Of course he is. I gotta let him in though. This is Tucker's grain, not his grain. Looks like the horses are ready to come in. Morning, Poncho. Well, man, oh man, he was ready, that's for sure. All right, good deal. Now we can let in the middle field. Roni. Careful, boys. Roni's angry today. William, Jack, Rebel, Champ, Casino, George. That's everyone in the middle field. Right, Leia? Let's see how they did today. Good deal. Ready to come on in, boys? Spitfire, Skywalker, Danny. What was that, Obi? Duke. Sriracha. There comes Gavin. And Archer. Samson. Declan. Argento. Docs, where's your blanket? There's Weather and Tucker. Well, it looks like on top of going out into the pasture to see how the round bell feeders are looking, we're going to have to go and find Docs's blanket. Wow. Thank you guys. Everyone cooperated this morning. That's nice. We're about to head out on the four-wheeler and check and see what the round bell feeders look like and see if we could find Docs's blanket. But before we do that, I wanted to give you guys an update. There's no tractor here anymore. As you can see, the bucket is still here. The tractor is currently being worked on and taken care of. Thankfully, the dealership is handling everything and taking care of everything appropriately, so I don't really even need to worry about it. They said it should be here on Monday. They picked it up and they took it back to their shop. They're gonna replace the tube that is inside the tire because the tube was bad. They're gonna reload the tube with fluid so that everything is equal on both tires. So we're completely set and good to go. And honestly, making me feel good I didn't put those weights on the tires yet because that would have just been more work. All right, but once it's back, we should be set and good to go. One of those things where once you get a new piece of equipment, you just gotta work out the bugs. I'm super happy with it. I'm super happy with how they're taking care of it. So I'm looking forward to it being back. Let's go see what we can find. That cracks me up every time. All right, we'll pick those up on our way back. But I think it's safe to say, guys, the middle field needs some hay. Wow. Well, guys, the big field is certainly good. We don't need to add any more hay into that for now. We are getting very close to actually no longer needing to feed hay in the big field anymore. That's really awesome. Wanted to show you guys, I did some work off camera, took a nice bite out of this pile. Of course, not with my tractor because my tractor is being repaired. I ended up using the skid steer. This top half is pretty good for a skid steer to use. Got a nice bite out of the pile. There's still a lot left. I still have this whole mass here and then this whole section of hill here. So much manure. We'll have it all spread here soon. Okay, let's go see if I can find that docks blanket. Found it! Well, that's gonna need to be cleaned before that's put on him. Looks like we'll have to put his medium on instead of his sheet for now. Did a number on this thing. Bam. For now, definitely just gonna hang this up inside with the horses. And then we'll have to go grab the skid steer loader to put out one bale. There we go. Bales all put in the feeder, ready to go for the horses. One of the twine snapped when I was putting it in, and we have a rule. We don't have any loose twine in the feeder. By loose twine, I mean twine that is not connected. It's a string instead of it being completely wrapped around the bale. Simple reason being that the horses can grab the loose end, and as they're eating hay, they can accidentally grab the loose end. If the end is entirely together and intact, they can tell the difference, and it's not an issue. Those lips are so incredible. It's their fingers, so they have the incredible nerve endings there where they can feel and see what's going on with their lips. Another cool little random horse fact for you. Next on the list, now the forecast, shocker, has been a little hard to follow lately. It's actually supposed to be raining right now. It's been raining off and on, and it's going to continue to rain off and on. So that means that what we're gonna need to do is MTG the horses. And of course, when I mean MTG the horses, I mean all of the horses. I think what I'm gonna do is I wanna get a glove, because this is oil-based. Feel it on my skin already. There we go, that's better. This oil will go on the skin, and what this does is, while the horses are out, and say it really starts pouring outside, it can irritate the skin, creating rain rot or scratches, which is an infection in the hair follicle or an infection of the skin. And what MTG does is it prevents that from happening. It basically wicks the water right off their legs, as well as encourages actually good hair growth. Good stuff all around. Now, some of the clients have MTG and some don't, so this is the Stables copy, generously provided by one of you guys. Thank you so much. So what we'll do is we will basically just go in each stable, see if they, as an example, Sriracha does have a little bit of MTG. Looks like we'll be finishing off Sriracha's and then using a little bit of ours. It's got a little cap you flip up there, and then you take it. Now there's two ways to apply this. There's, of course, if you're applying it to rain rot or scratches, you'd be a little different than a preventative measure. This is a preventative measure. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna kind of run it right around the hock like that. And what that will do is that will run down the leg, and then as the water is running down their leg, it'll hit that and wick off their leg. Just a little tip that we learned so that we're not going through so much MTG, especially when you do this with 23 horses, but that you're also doing and giving them what they need. Because as you can see, some of the horses don't like the feeling of the oil on their leg. That MTG is gone. Okay, well, we emptied a whole bottle of MTG. All the horses are now MTG'd. And as you can tell, out of the stable. I ended up leaving them out as I finished per horse because they were so wanting to get out of the barn. As a preventative measure, yesterday, my mom went through and put mud shield powder on all of their hooves to prevent them from developing any new abscesses should all of this rain that we're forecasted to get actually come here and we get a lot of mud. We're trying to do as much preventative maintenance as we can. The horses are all well equipped and ready for it. We're thinking potentially tomorrow during the morning is when most of the rain is supposed to hit, and it's supposed to be at its hardest. And so we're thinking of keeping the horses in Sunday morning just to keep them out of the rain and then letting them back out Sunday afternoon. Time will tell though, time will tell. For now, the only animals that we still need to care for are the donkeys. They need some hay. And we'll also open up their run-in shed so that they have access to both pastures. And in the last video, you guys saw that we got a new, bigger jolly ball from one of you guys. One of you guys sent us a couple gift cards and requested that it be used for the donkeys, for a donkey toy. And so this is the toy we got for them. It's designed for horses. There is a heavy rope on each side, and so they can kind of like throw it around if they want. But the donkeys like playing tug of war. So we're gonna do our best to see if we can well, that failed miserably. You guys want to play with the jolly ball? You want to play with it? Hey, Buster, you want to play with it? let's take it and throw it. Go play with it. They love to grab things and play tug of war with each other through the day. So I'm gonna try to keep the camera on me as they warm up to it. Maybe I can get a clip of them playing with it. Right now, Buster seems more interested in food and just kind of exploring. Better get on that. Okay, next up, we're gonna be attaching the hose in for the pressure washer. This little filter here has caught some stuff. As you can see, there's a lot of schmutz down inside there, so we're gonna take it to the air compressor and blow it all out, clean it out, see how she looks. Well, there we go. I'd say that looks a lot better. Should work good in the pressure washer as well. All right, now you guys will remember that a long time ago, well, you know, I say a long time ago, in reality, it really wasn't that long ago. This line that's going to the left this way has been discontinued. It no longer runs because this is what used to run for the hose reel. We don't run the water route that way. So that'll just go up there. Let's go turn it on and see what we got. Okay, which one do we want? Do we want the water tank? No. Bath area? No. Water tank for left and right runs? No. Pressure washer. There we go. Let's see what we got. Well, I hear water leaking, and I see water leaking. Huh. Okay, so we've got an area right there leaking water, which does confirm that that is indeed the fitting that is leaking. And interestingly enough, our quick attach is leaking. So let's shut that off. Wow, a lot of pressure. And then what we're gonna do, we have our new fitting, is we're gonna cut off our old fitting. I'm just gonna take this, remember to cut away from yourself. Clean cut, being mindful of where our fingers are. Good. Just clean cut, take off the old fitting. Guy slides up over the hose like so. And then this goes into the hose, and you can see it's got rivets on one end. So it'll push in easy, and then it'll hold once it's inside. Nice and tight. And then we'll use a drill to get that tight around that. It should be leak-proof. Should being the operative word. I'm gonna go attach trigger on the other side so we don't have just water flowing out into the feed room, you know? So good news, guys. I had the seal in backwards. We're fine. Okay, so that's fixed. Now we've got water running over to our next area of potential leakage. Let's see how it looks. Dry. Perfect. There's water running right through that right now. Dry. Perfect. And lastly, our connection right to the pressure washer. Yay! Good news, guys. We now have a dedicated line for the pressure washer. Of course, this line is not freeze-proof, but all we need to do is just unhook the line and let it hang, and there won't be any freeze areas, which is nice. All right, guys. So I got some exciting news. I got the new Milwaukee battery here because we're gonna be cleaning up the aisleways. The weather's weird and I don't have a tractor right now, so I'm doing little odds and ends, stuff that needs to get done, you know? So now that we got that hose in, we're gonna pressure wash the aisleways. Before I do that, of course, I like to sweep them clean. So we're gonna try the new battery out. Usually takes me about 2 of these batteries to do the stable completely. This mask does a really good job of keeping the dust from my face. The only problem I had last time I did this was my eyes. As you can see, the safety glasses do a nice job of keeping the dust, for the most part, out of my face. Well, I just got one section finished, and we still got 3 full bars on this battery. That already looks so much better. All we gotta do now is this section, and we're gonna do in here as well. Good news, guys, we have the entire stable leaf blowed. Let's see what our battery is at. Nice, it's not even flashing. It was still running pretty good too. I'm honestly pretty impressed. Do the whole stable on one battery now. That's awesome. All right, let's get started pressure washing. good news. We've got one section completely pressure washed. I always love the look of these aisle bays. Once they've been swept and pressure washed, man, do they just look so good. And the amount of dirt that you get out of this barn is staggering. But it's time to feed for the afternoon. I was not able to pressure wash this side, but it does look a lot better. In case you're wondering, I started using the water broom, but there was some dirt inside this and it ended up clogging one of the ports. I took the port off and cleaned it and water started coming out of it, but it wasn't running the way that it should. And I just didn't have time to mess with it. Here we are at the feed bins. We're just gonna clean up everything here and then get started measuring out for afternoon. All right, grain's all measured out. I'll tell you what guys, the weather has been so weird today. It was supposed to rain all day today. And it actually, as you can see, the ground is dry. It's been spitting every 3 hours for a couple minutes, but that's about it. So the good news is that that forecast also means that things have changed for tomorrow. So it doesn't look like we're keeping them in at all, actually. So no need to fill up all their water buckets or anything like that. And it does look like the donkeys did play with the jolly ball, because it's in a different location, but they did it while I wasn't here with the camera. Come on, guys, don't you know better? There we go. There's your meat and potatoes for the night. We just got to give them some hay and then they're set. Close things up for Tucker. Hook this open. Looks like all these guys are ready to come in. Come on in, you big beauties. Hey, RJ. Hey, Tucker. Come on in. Attaboy. Good deal. See the top of this gate here? I don't know if you guys can tell in the video, but look how it's getting flat from the horses pushing on it. What is going on here? Danny. Wow, Pancho. Go ahead. Brother. That's it. Come on, Sriracha. A lot of the horses are scared of the stall mats when they're freshly cleaned. The cleanness scares them. At least that's what I say. In reality, it's just, it looks like it's a big black hole. Their eyes can't really tell that it's just a stall mat. Some of them have the experience to understand it's not an issue, others don't. Others are just problems, like Duke here. Now we're doing the old-fashioned rigmarole. There you go, Duke. William, in your stall, bud. Thank you. Now we have a rope, we're okay. The power of the rope. Come on, Danny. He's probably gonna walk right where I'm walking. There you go. There you go. See that? Now they're all eaten, we'll let them enjoy their munchies. And just before we turn out Declan, I wanted to update. I noticed a lot of you guys talking about Declan in the latest video where we were putting in some medication for him. And you noticed that there was a lot of food falling out his mouth. Declan is actually going to be getting his teeth floated coming up every year. All of the horses in our stable are seen by a veterinarian. For some of them, it's basically just to get their yearly shots. For others, it's for them to get a Coggins, which is basically paperwork that allows you to go to horse shows and transport your horse across the country, as well as many other activities. For a lot of stables, a Coggins is required for you to actually even bring your horse there. And while the vet is here, of course, she checks the teeth to make sure the teeth are okay. The horse's teeth do continue to grow. They never stop growing. Sometimes those teeth need to be filed down, some with a hand file and others with a power file. And in a situation like this where you see Declan dropping grain out of his mouth, chances are very high that Declan's teeth are pointed and need to be floated. So make sure you're subscribed to see that video. I don't necessarily know if we're gonna exactly get Declan's teeth being floated, but I definitely would like to have the camera here while the vet's working, so long as the veterinarian is okay with that, of course. There's your update on Declan. Tell you what, guys, really is a beautiful sight. You liking spring so far?
Yeah, but it can be a little bit warmer.
So Megan, what's your favorite horse?
Spitfire.
For anyone that didn't know, Spitfire's her horse. That was a pretty easy answer.
Yeah.
Okay, second favorite. I have a guess, but
What do you think it is?
I think it's Obi.
It is. Yeah, he's really nice.
I figured, because Obi's very gentle, he's very sweet, and he's very soft. He's like the cuddliest horse we have here. So that's pretty sweet.
It has nothing to do that it's your horse.
Has nothing to do with that. Nothing at all.
It actually doesn't.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed the video, but the video's not over just yet. Alrighty guys, we've now reached the part of the video where we're gonna be opening up everything that is posted on our Amazon wish list. If you're curious and you would like to support our stable, there's a link in the description of the video. You're always welcome to check it out. And with that, let's go ahead and check out and see what has arrived.
From Pemina, we got 2 gift cards. Thank you, Pemina.
Natalie, thank you so much for the drill bit set and the gift card. Both of these are really gonna come in handy for this summer. It's also really awesome to see that you guys are watching all the way from Australia. That's really cool to think about. And I hope you guys have a great winter. Mary, thank you so much for the fly spray.
This will help keep the bugs off the horses, and happy horses are happy clients.
Sarah, Jenny, and Cecil, thank you so very much for the electrolyte tubes. You guys saw this being demonstrated in use on Declan. That's actually exactly who these are for, or in a situation where we have a horse that needs a quick burst of electrolytes from them being worked too hard. That's where these will come in handy.
Or some of them are picky and they just don't want to eat it out of their grain.
Whatever the case is, thank you so much. Jean, thank you so very much for the gift cards. That was very generous of you. For anyone curious, the gift cards are being put together for future projects, and we appreciate all of you for the gift cards that you have sent. And of course, we will be sure to let you guys know what those gift cards go to. Thank you so much, Jean. Really appreciate it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I am especially excited about this one. The Milwaukee drill set and the Milwaukee impact driver. I am so excited to have this for our tools, especially with all the projects we have coming up. Give you guys a little taste. We're actually planning on building new fence lines, 2 new structures, doing some renovations here in the stable, but time will tell. We will see. We've got lofty plans and we'll see if we're able to get to all of them. But one thing's for certain, I'm gonna be using these a lot this year. So Lisa, thank you so much. And it's on behalf of everyone here at A Stable Life that we would love to say thank you. Guys, we certainly hope that you enjoyed the video. Got a few things taken care of here on this slightly rainy, slightly cold, slightly whatever today really was. But I'm looking forward to the tractor arriving in the next video, looking forward to getting back to spreading manure and all the projects that we have ahead of us. Thank you for watching. If you haven't,
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
and as always, we'll see you in the next one.